Good day, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Art with Mr. Malik. I'm your host, Mr. Malik. Welcome back. On today's episode, I wanted to take you on a quick little journey through my sketchbook, just to show you what I've just been doing, or something I did in the past, rather, and just kind of give you a quick story on each image and how they came about, and what I'm doing now. You ready? Come check it out with me. So I have this classic sketchbook. It's a watercolor book, spiral bound, black book. It has these cool, what is this called? Wax paper in between each page to protect it. And here is my watercolor journey. So I started this one off, I think, a couple of years ago when I was in Jamaica, and I wanted to just kind of capture some of the scenery and turn it into also some type of fantasy book as well. So this is kind of the story about this, with some mountain scenes, with some giants walking in the background, just for my fantasy sci-fi type of feel for it. And if you notice, the border of the paper is kind of trimmed here. I used some tape to kind of create this framework for the picture as well. I don't do that in every picture, but I do it a lot of times if I want to frame the artwork I create. Again, you have the wax paper that's in between each sheet that protects it from getting damaged. Here is some flowers I did, just sitting back watching really quick. Demonstration of some flowers. I just like the color pattern more than I like the details of the flowers. Not much detail going on, but it's the colors that kind of pop that makes it stand out really cool. Same thing with our next image here. If you notice, I didn't create a border for this one. This one I painted straight to the edge. A simple study of a flower vase, some flowers inside. A lot of times I like to do still life because it gives me a chance to practice different textures, different lighting, and to see what I can come up with. And as you can see, these flowers are a little bit more detailed than the previous page because I took a little bit more time for this one. And I love working with watercolors because it kind of gives you such an interesting feel, especially with the texture of paper. This is a really thick paper. It's probably about 200 pounds. Remember, we had that lesson on paper poundage. Here's another still life image of mine that I have a flower pot with, I think these are snake plants next to just a pumpkin pot itself that was just randomly laying around. I love the combination of colors, the burgundy and reddish tones with the orange, with the greens, in this simple background that really stood out to me. So for me, it was very cool just to kind of use this as a color study, and also to try to get some of these reflections in this ceramic pot. And if you can tell, this is the top of the pot, so it's like a storage pot or something that they use for food wherever I saw this at. But I really wanted to do a lot of the reflections in this pot, which required a lot of negative painting, and we'll talk about that in another lesson. Here is an example of some candles that were just, again, some still life that's very simple. I wanted to just try to do some different color variations of candles. I've never painted a candle before, so this is my first attempt at that. And I like it. I think it came along, especially with the different variations of colors in each candle. Maybe I should have painted one that was lit on fire, but there's my candles. My next scene here is what I call my crosswalk, people crossing the street of different variations of races, genders, different all walks of life, from different age groups, different ethnicities, doing different things, and everyone's kind of on their way to go someplace or do something. And we pass so many different types of people in our lives that this kind of imagery captures me and really, it's kind of special to me. Here's another still life. Some plants in a flower pot next to the wall in a house. Again, just to play around with the color, just because I love still life. Plants always are a good example of that. Let's see what we have next. So here we're going back to my fantasy series. This is supposed to be a forest at nighttime with some creatures walking around inside the forest. This is part of my sci-fi series of creating these little mythical creatures in landscapes that I did on the first image. Here's a study I did of some people and a dog. Just different types of people doing different things, posing different ways. And see what I got out of it, right? I love the blending of the colors in this one. Very cool imagery. Here's another one that fits into my science fiction fantasy portion, right? Another giant creature in the mountain scenes. I really like this one because of the colors. It's just fun just to use your imagination to create something that's really outside of the norm. Here's a scene of me being in a park. I like the different trees, the nature, some city and highway in the background there, if you can see that. I love, again, that watercolor adds some different textures to your paper, to your painting, so it really gives you a cool way of laying out the landscape here. This one was a metallic sound bowl on top of a pillow that I really thought was really cool. I wanted to get the designs inside the pillow as long as the texture of the bowl, and the patterns and the shapes and colors of the pillow as well. So I think I did a good job capturing that. So that was one of the main reasons why I liked to challenge myself in this particular piece, is because of what I felt was difficulty of the patterns in the pillow here. But it came out really good. Let's see what we have next. Next is another image of my crosswalk series. So again, different people crossing each other in the street that don't know each other, and everyone's going different places, have completely different lives, and we tend to cross paths in a crosswalk. And you never really know how many people cross each other who have totally different lives, just crossing each other every day, walking down the street. The last piece I have here, a quick little watercolor splash of a girl on the street here that I was just doing a quick little rendition of. It's kind of unfinished, but it's getting a good start just so you can see how sometimes in your sketchbook you're not going to always finish a piece, and it might not come out exactly how you want it, but it's something that you can go back to and look at and say, you can either keep it going or you can leave it alone as it is, because it's still all art. And the last sketch I have in here was another kid I was probably drawing to add into my next crosswalk series, but I didn't finish. As you can see, I taped off the borders of the paper so that when I paint it, it creates that framework of all the other pictures you saw, and so when I remove the tape, it has a nice framed picture once I finish drawing and painting it up. So that's it I think this is it for the last of my series. It is. I hope you enjoyed this nice little walk through my memory lane of my sketchbook, and I encourage you guys to do your own paintings and drawings in your own sketchbooks that you can kind of look back on throughout time or share with others. And I definitely encourage you to share some of your images with me, so please do so in the comments or send me an email or whatever way you want to get in contact with me. I am more than happy to give you some feedback on your artwork and the things that you've been doing, and I hope you enjoyed the lesson of me sharing today. And next time we'll come back again with some more cool art from Mr. Malik. Stay tuned. Thanks for stopping by.